If the dryer won't start in any of the cycles that you try it on, the problem could be a bad thermal fuse. Warning: I'm going to show you how to bypass the thermal fuse for testing purposes only. It is not safe to keep running the machine with a bypassed thermal fuse. If the thermal fuse is bad, please replace it for the safety of you and your family. First, you need to make a jumper wire like this. To make one, take a piece of wire and attach two insulated alligator clips to each end like this. Disconnect the dryer from the wall outlet. To gain access to the thermal fuse, you will need to remove the back panel. The back panel is held in place with about 9 screws. Remove the terminal block cover first, then the back panel. The thermal fuse is located on the blower housing next to the operating or cycling thermostat. Place a jumper wire between the two terminals on the thermal fuse with the wires attached to it. Make sure the jumper wire is making a good connection. Connect the dryer to the wall outlet. Go ahead and try the dryer. If the dryer runs okay with the jumper wire on, you will need to replace the thermal fuse and the operating or cycling thermostat. Next, I will show you how to check it with a multimeter. Make sure that the dryer is disconnected from the wall outlet before proceeding. Set your multimeter on the lower scale to read ohms and make sure that the multimeter is working. Disconnect one of the blue wires from the thermal fuse. Take a reading between the two terminals on the thermal fuse like this. The reading should be close to 0 ohms. If the reading is infinity, the thermal fuse is bad and you need to replace it. If you read this label, you will see that the manufacturer recommends that you replace the thermal fuse and the operating thermostat when the thermal fuse blows. To replace the thermal fuse, remove the 2 wires, remove the holding screw, and remove the thermal fuse. Set the new thermal fuse in place, secure it with the holding screw, and connect the 2 wires to the thermal fuse. To replace the operating thermostat, remove the holding screw and remove the thermostat with all the wires attached to it. Set the new thermostat in place and screw in the holding screw. Transfer the wires one by one from the bad thermostat to the new one. This way the wires will be connected to the right terminals for sure. That was a way to check and replace the thermal fuse and the operating thermostat. For the best place to buy replacement parts online, visit Repair Clinic. Repair Clinic will give you 365 days to decide if you want to keep the part or not. If you don't want to keep it, you could return it for a full refund or for a replacement of the part. You could check for the links to Repair Clinic on my website.